shout out to Sir Stuffy. Sir Stuffy, thank you very much. He sent me a webcam and flashlight, or not ring light, square light. Right. So I'm really happy. Thank you, Sir Stuffy. This would help our ministry. All right, guys. So let me minimize that. Okay. Hi guys. Diary entry 5. It's 4 a.m. and I have just completed um one phase of one of my big KPIs or BHAGs for 2022. It's the 19th of January. It's been a long break, hasn't it? So yeah, I thought I'd put this in just to make sure that, I'm keeping myself in check. I've got music playing in the background because I just couldn't stay, in bed. Anyways, so one of my goals this year is to improve my scripting. I've got lots of scripting history, PowerShell, Python, um, but I haven't exactly done any scripts open source in about 2 years actually, or maybe three. So as part of my learning, I'm also improving my scripting skills and have written a script. Started after work yesterday around 4 p.m. And even though I didn't work 12 hours, I slept in between anyways. I have just completed it. Like I said, I couldn't stay in bed. I just wanted to get it done. So of course, my Flare VM is isolated from the network, segmented from everything, so I can do and undo on here. Note that it also has malware running on it. But I've put the script in here. I'll just do a quick talk on it. Written this in PowerShell. Uh, so let me just edit in PowerShell, bringing up the ISE. There you have it. Nifty script. Oh, all right. So the overall goal here is to write a script that can do basic data extraction or info gathering for incident response. All right. So it for the end goal is you know to write an incident response information gathering script. Now, script will be able to work for Linux and Windows to obtain basic host and network information, and it will save it on a file in the folder, or in on an external drive, depending on the case, right? And I am putting this diary entry in just to keep myself in check. As you can see, script is done in PowerShell. This is just for the Windows part of it. The other script will most likely be done in Python for Linux, or I'll find a way to call this as well in there. All right. So, like I said, this name is Incident Response Extraction Script. I call it IRES. I don't know whatever you want to call it, but I call it IRES. And IRES is the general name for Linux and Windows. But for this part of the script, which is the Windows side, it's wires, because it's Windows IRES, it's wires. And the Linux one will be called liars or lyris, whatever. So yeah, straight up, well, just a bluff of what the script will do. The script will extract the following. It will extract account information, will extract system information. The script will extract network, registry, logs, audit policies, firewall settings, task processes and services, and then MISC things, right? I put MISC in there because I just know that there will be some things you would still want to, pull out. So this script would definitely be updated. There'll be updated versions as I grow more in the role, or more in technical knowledge. I've just called a few global variables here, with the time zone and the dates. Also dates. This was probably obsolete, but I would, I'll probably take that out. Yes, script will be available on my GitHub later on, and I plan to write some documentation to post that on my Medium page. Um, I'm saying this now to keep myself in check. All right, so quickly, function declaration is function wires system. Of course, wires is the name of the script, this part of the script, because it is Windows, and system, obviously that is to get the system info. And I've just given a quick, you know, short bluff on here to say, yep, this particular function will extract all system information and then we'll save it in a file, right? The script also saves in a file. Uh, Data captured in this function, we've captured the host name, the running processes, the services, the system information, event logs, and startup programs or processes. And yep, obviously, so I think I should probably edit this. So of course, declaring some variables here, variables about, host name, who am I for the current user or logged on user, the services. Some of this would look familiar if you have PowerShell experience. If you're watching this is diary entry, so I guess I'm supposed to be the only one watching it, but hey. uh, yes, and of course, this is how I plan to export the different files, and this is the naming convention. So as you can see, it would be whereas system info, and then we'll have the host name and the what's this now? The date. So the data was captured. Now every file will start with a first line of this the data was collected on this date, and then we'll move on from there, going forward, right? And then of course this is the host name, logged on user. This is just me, this is a way to pass it to this text file, appending it. I should also say at this point that currently the script is only exporting to text files. For some functions, we'll export to CSV, like or evtx, like the event logs, so that it will be easier to analyze. Text doesn't make that too easy anyways. So other formats would also be in here. I might actually consider HTML, um, which would just be good for optics, wouldn't it? Say okay, and then I've done this for processes. Again, this is just the system function for, so of course scheduled files, get event logs, and all of these things, right? Like I said, this is not fully complete yet. This would put, I've actually put a note here. Work on us putting it to Excel using proper piping, and the other option is to copy the logs from the original events folder in System32. Just straight up copy it to the device. That means you're not running this. You're just using copy item, partial commandlet. Then this function is for account information, right? And it uses a lot of net commands. So net user, net local group, net group admins, net share, and then of course audit policies for the accounts, just to understand it. And then registry, I have commented this whole function out because it can be can be interesting for, or it can be long actually. Let me comment out event log as well. So I'll save that. Okay, so yep, so registry now from miter.attack.org or .com. yeah, .org actually. I was able to get this this list. So according to MITRE, these are the registry keys that threat actors usually use for persistence. I didn't know there were this many. I only knew about run and run once. Actually, I knew about some startups as well, but I didn't know um, the exact the exact registry keys. So I've been able to get this, and like I said, I've commented everything now. What this does is it will just show the programs or the services running on under this or in this registry. I would do a quick demo on here so you can see as well. Like I said, this is on my lab, so I'm actually not sure how many services or how successful that will run. Yep. Quickly run down to the network part. So this function, of course, gets network information and saves in the file. Some of the data captured here will be DNS cache, ARP cache, routing table, firewall rules, and then a quick NetStat lesson here. NetStat 101. um, yes, like I said, sorry, not like I said, I'm not sure I said it, but some of the functions here or some of the commands here have to run as admin because they require escalated privilege or elevated privilege to run. So for best results, run as admin. I haven't run this as admin, so I'm expecting a couple of errors, but that doesn't stop anything. So yeah, down to network. Like I said, we're grabbing the IP. Yeah, I should add that. So IP config or IP information. So I have put IP config, or this will grab everything about IP config. Um, right, yep, I have done all that as well. So got your DNS cache, of course, you declared variables at the beginning, DNS cache, app cache, root table. These have partial commandlets. Um, right. Um, okay. Then, of course, I have also put a code snippet for extracting the history with timestamp to CSV. I have commented that out, right? And this is supposed to be like the banner, right? So, of course, it says, "Welcome to IRES. This script will extract all this. Please select your operating system by typing the number. So if you're Windows 1, if you're Linux 2. Again, the end goal of this is to have a script that works for Windows and Linux. Currently, I only have one for Windows. The Windows part is done, 90% done. I've commented out some others. For the Linux part, I believe I would be writing that in Python. What I would do is I would most likely write them in three modules. So the Powershell module, um, and then the PowerShell module will be solely for Windows. The Linux module will be Python, will be written in Python, and then I will write one module to call both. So that module would end up being the one to have this banner, and the function of that module would just be to write, get this banner printed out. Once the user chooses one or two, then call the PowerShell or the Python module for Linux, right? And that runs through. So that's just a quick run through of it. Quickly, let me run this. This banner will still show anyways. Run that just to cancel it, right? So we've run it now. Notice that I have not called any of these functions here, so it wouldn't actually have done anything. But I just ran it so it will make it easier for me. Now, if I let's see. So just show you, this is the folder before. So if I type, let's do wire system. So if I run wire system now, that is done. Oh, by the way, let me just say, show you. So of course, when we ran this, it wrote this to the host. So that's that, date, time, and then time zone. And of course, printed this out, right? So that's done. Now you can go to the folder. As you can see, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 new files, right? Let's dig in. Let's see. So firewall settings, no firewall settings. Again, this has been disabled because I'm on my lab. All right. Processes, right? So data was collected on this. We know that it's a Pacific time. So it's 8 p.m. Pacific time. It is 4 a.m. UK time. I am in the UK. So of course, it lists the processes, IDs, CPU, percent, you know, right? Schedule tasks. All right. Prints all that out. Startups. All right. Data collected at this. Straightforward. System info. All right. So data collected on this. This is the host name. Logged on user is this person. Then full system information. You have that. That beauty. Right. And then task lists. Have this as well. As you can see, you have the image name, the beat, process ID, the session name, the sessions, memory usage, the status, the username, CPU time, and it's just, some good stuff, right? Um, like I said, some of this might go in Excel later on in more iterations of this or more updates of this. We can run, let me run one that needs admin access so that you see the error. So let's run where's network. Oh, that's done. No error. That's interesting. All right. So you see here, you've got, yep, the app cache, got DNS cache as well. Yeah, I did another with firewall. Again, it's not. Okay, root table. All right. See? Let's start. Yeah. Ah, great. So the requested operation requires elevation. So yeah, there you have it. Actually, right. So yeah, there you have it. And then what else do we want to run? Let us actually go for accounts. So if I do accounts, so this command can be used only on a domain controller. So I'm not on the domain controller. I believe that is so yeah, the group admin, and then the other one, audit policy, required privilege is not held by the client. So you can see, yeah, but that should have gone in for some. So account, right? So this has, the account info, net user, user accounts, right? Local group admins, no group admins, net share. Yep, definitely, you've got one. And I think that's a bit of everything for now. So yeah, I will be updating this script, with more info and just tidy it up, drop it on my Medium and GitHub as well. Yep, thank you. That was fun. I am really chuffed, by the way.